Picture this. I'm 22, wild-eyed and clueless, standing at the base of this massive boulder in Joshua Tree State Park, 1999. No gear, no plan, just a pair of beat-up Birkenstocks and a dumb grin. My buddy's with me, but he's already sweating bullets, muttering about how this looks sketchy. I laugh it off. How hard could it be, right? The rock's got this sheer incline, practically daring me to scramble up it. Other folks are hopping around like mountain goats. So I figure, why not? I start climbing, hands scraping, feet slipping, feeling like some punk adventure straight out of a movie. Halfway up, my buddy bails, slides back down on his ass, leaving me solo. I don't care. I'm hooked. I hit the top, chest puffed out, and light up a bowl to celebrate, the desert stretching out like a dream. But then I look down. Holy shit, it's steep like a damn slide to nowhere. Going back the way I came? Nope. So I pick right, thinking I got this. Spoiler, I didn't scout it from the ground. What's waiting for me? A cliff, a drop, and a whole lot of, what the hell did I just get myself into? So there I am, perched on top of this boulder, feeling like king of the freaking world. The sun's blazing, the air's dry, and I'm 22, too young to know better, too stubborn to care. I just clawed my way up this incline in shoes that were basically sandals, my hands scratched up from gripping jagged rock, my heart pounding like I'd won something big. My buddy? He'd chickened out halfway, scooting back down like a kid on a playground slide. I didn't blame him. This wasn't his thing, but me? I was all in. I'd seen other people bouncing up and down this thing like it was nothing, and I wanted that rush. So I kept going one dumb step at a time until I hit the top. Up there, it's just me and the view, miles of desert, scrubby little trees, and this insane quiet that makes you feel small but alive. I sit down, pull out my stash, and light up. The weed hits slow, curling through me as I stare out, thinking I'm some kind of spunky badass. I mean, who does this? Who scrambles up a rock in Birkenstocks and lives to tell about it? Me, that's who. I'm grinning, lost in the high, the adrenaline still buzzing from the climb. It's perfect until it's not. I stand up, ready to head back, and that's when it hits me. Going down the way I came is an option. I peer over the edge, and it's like looking down a damn water slide. Steep, slick, and terrifying. My stomach drops. Those other folks I saw? They must have known some trick I didn't. My buddy's long gone, probably kicking rocks back at the base, and here I am, stranded, with no clue how to get off this thing. I'm not a climber. I'm just a kid with too much guts and not enough sense. But I've got no phone, no rope, no nothing. It's 1999, pre-cell days, and I'm on my own. I take a deep breath, trying to shake off the panic creeping in. I can't stay up here forever. So I look around, left or right. Left looks chill, but I don't trust it. Right's got this vibe, like it'll lead somewhere. I don't even think to circle back and check the whole boulder from below, like any sane person would. Nah, I just pick right and start moving, still riding that high of being adventurous. My shoes slip a little, but I catch myself, laughing it off like it's no big deal. I'm young, invincible, right? What could go wrong? Looking back now, at almost 50, I see it clear as day. I was a fool. A lucky fool, sure, but still a fool. That moment on top, smoking and soaking the view, was the last time I felt in control. What came next wasn't some heroic descent. It was me stumbling into a mess I didn't even know how to measure. And the worst part? I didn't realize how close I was to losing everything until it was staring me in the face. So I'm off the top, heading right, thinking I've got this all figured out. The boulder's still warm under my hands, the desert air sharp in my lungs, and I'm moving like I know where I'm going. I don't. I didn't scout shit from the ground, didn't even think to. If I had, I'd have seen this thing was shaped like a damn triangle. Left was a gentle slope back to safety. Right was a steep-ass incline that ended in a nightmare. But 22-year-old me? I'm too busy playing explorer to care about details like that. I'm still buzzing from the climb, the weed, the whole I'm a badass vibe. So I keep going, sliding a little, catching myself, feeling the thrill of it all. Then it starts getting real. The ground's dropping away faster than I expect. I'm not walking anymore. I'm inching along, hands gripping whatever I can find, my Birkenstock scraping uselessly against the rock. I hit a spot where it's just air. Nothing but a gap and a drop I can't even see the bottom of. My heart's hammering now, and I'm thinking, okay, this is fine. I'll just jump it. So I do. Land hard on the other side, knees shaking, but I'm still alive. I laugh. Because what else can you do? But that laugh dies quick when I look ahead. It's a cliff. A legit hundreds of feet to the ground cliff. No way forward, no path. Just me and this insane drop staring back at me. I freeze. The high's gone. The adrenaline souring into something else. Fear, maybe, or just plain stupidity catching up. I turn around, and that jump I just made, it's taunting me now. I've got to go back over it. And there's no easy way. I sit there for a minute, legs dangling, trying to wrap my head around how I got here. I'm not a climber. I'm not even outdoorsy. I'm just some dumb kid who thought this be fun. I think about my buddy down there, probably pacing, wondering where the hell I am. No way he knows I'm up here flirting with death. No way I can yell loud enough for him to hear. It's just me, the rock, and this mess I made. I start back, slow, careful, my hands sweaty, my breath short. That gap's waiting, and I know I gotta climb it. Up, not down. I wedge myself in, back against one wall, feet against the other, scooting inch by inch. There's nothing below me, just air 100 feet or more. My arms are shaking, my legs burning, but I can't stop. One slip, and that's it. Now, looking back, I feel in my gut how close I was to not making it. I didn't know what I was doing, didn't respect the danger. I was a kid chasing a rush, and I almost paid for it with everything. It's heavy, thinking about that version of me, so reckless, so blind. And the kicker? I didn't even see the shape of the damn boulder. One smart look from the ground, and I'd have walked away clean. Instead, I chose right, and nearly chose wrong for good. I'm in it now, deep. I'm wedged between these two rock walls, my back pressed hard against one, my feet digging into the other, scooting up like some knockoff Neo from the Matrix. Except this ain't a movie. There's no harness, no stunt double, just me, a pair of shitty sandals, and 100+ feet of nothing below. My hands are slick with sweat, my legs trembling from the strain, and every move feels like it could be the last. I don't even know how I got the guts to start this climb back up that gap I jumped. Maybe it was the adrenaline, maybe it was pure panic, but I'm doing it inch by shaky inch. The rock's rough against my spine, scraping through my shirt, and my feet keep slipping in those damn Birkenstocks. I'm not built for this. I'm no athlete, no climber, just a 22-year-old idiot who thought smoking a bowl on a boulder sounded cool. My breath's ragged, echoing in the tight space, and I can't look down. I know what's there, air, then ground, then me not breathing anymore. So I focus on the walls, the feel of them under my palms, the way my body's screaming but still moving. It's luck. That's all it is. Luck and this raw, animal need to not die. I think about my buddy, down there somewhere. He's got no clue I'm up here pulling this stunt. Pre-cell phones, 1999. No way to call, no way to tell him I'm okay or not. He's probably walking circles around the boulder, squinting up, wondering if I'm hurt or worse. I can't even imagine what's going through his head. 3, for hours of me just gone. Later, he'd tell me he was ready to flag down a ranger. The sun dipping low, his worry turning into something heavier. And me? I didn't even tell him the full story right away. I think I downplayed it, brushed it off like it was no big deal. The truth came out years later, piece by piece, as I told his tale to friends. But right then in that moment, it's just survival. I'm making up the gap. Somehow, my arms jelly, my chest heaving. I collapse on solid rock, staring at the sky, feeling the weight of what I just dodged. I'm not done yet. Still gotta get all the way down. But that climb, that was the line. One wrong move, one slip, and I'd have been a story somebody else told. Not me. I sit there, catching my breath, and it hits me. I'm alive. Barely. Stupidly, but alive. Looking back at almost 50, I feel this ache for that kid I was. So fearless, so fragile. I didn't know how thin the thread was, how much I was gambling. It's not just the danger that gets me now. It's the what ifs. What if I'd fallen? What if my buddy had found me broken at the bottom? I didn't see it then, but I see it now. I wasn't just risking my life. I was risking his peace, too. That's the part that sits heavy. The part that makes me wish I could grab that 22-year-old me and shake some sense into him. I'm not out of the woods yet. Or off the rock, I guess. After that insane climb up the gap, I'm sprawled out, chest heaving, staring at this endless desert sky. My body's shot, arms like noodles, legs cramping, hands raw from clawing at stone. But I can't stay there. The sun's getting low, shadows stretching out, and I've still got to find a way down. It's been hours, 3, maybe 4, since I left my buddy at the base. He's down there, probably losing his mind, and I'm up here, piecing together how to not die after already dodging the worst of it. I start moving again, slower now, every step careful. The boulder's a maze of slopes and drops, and I'm not making the same mistake twice. No more jumping, no more guessing. I feel my way along, testing each hold, each foothold, like my life depends on it. Because it does. My Birkenstocks are trashed, slipping on every damn pebble. But I keep going. The cliff's behind me, the gap's behind me, and I'm finding a path. Bit by bit, it's less steep, less deadly. I don't even know how I picked the right way this time. Maybe it's instinct, maybe it's dumb luck again, but I'm inching toward the ground. When my feet finally hit dirt, it's like waking up. I'm shaky, soaked in sweat, adrenaline crashing hard. I look up at that boulder, this giant I just wrestled, and it doesn't even look real anymore. My buddy's there, pacing, his face tight with worry. He sees me, and it's this mix of relief and what the hell, man? He'd been circling the thing, scanning the heights, half expecting to find me smashed somewhere. It's late afternoon, and he'd been ready to drive for help. I don't say much, just slump down, trying to process it all. He doesn't push, but I can tell he's pissed, scared, both. The drive out's quiet. I'm coming down from the high of surviving. He's probably stewing, and we're not talking. I grab the park pamphlet, flip it over, and there it is, plain as day. Don't climb if you don't know what you're doing. I laugh, weak, bitter, and it's the first sound between us in miles. He glances over, shakes his head. I don't tell him everything then. The cliff, the gap, the nothing under me. It stays locked up, spilling out later over beers with friends, years down the line. Now, at almost 50, I can't stop thinking about those hours. Not just mine, but his. Me, I was a reckless kid, chasing some thrill I didn't even understand. But him? He was stuck waiting, imagining the worst, powerless. I didn't get that then. How my choices hit him. How they could have broken him if I'd fallen. It's not just a story about me surviving. It's about us, about trust, about how close I came to shattering it. I was lucky, stupid lucky, and I walked away. But the weight of it, the depth of what I risked, that's what lingers. It's not the rock that haunts me now. It's the people I didn't think about while I was on it.
Thanks for listening to my story. It's been a heavy one to share. I'm still figuring out what comes next, but having you here means a lot. If you connected with this, please hit that subscribe button for Life Reflections. I'd love to have you along for more real moments like this. Take care, everyone.